everyone. Just waiting for some more to join. So my name is Steph, if you haven't met me already. Today I'm going to be talking to a lady called Emmy, who is also known as the Greener Guru. She runs a blog about living a greener lifestyle, talking about her journey to sort of becoming more sustainable and eco-conscious. And she's got some great tips that she's going to give us about having a sort of greener Christmas. So I'm just waiting for her to join. There she is. Should be coming soon. This bit's always a bit awkward. Let me see if I can do this again.
Hi, I can see you this.
There you go. I started to panic. Everyone said they could see you, but I couldn't. I was like, oh no, I can't have a conversation.
I couldn't see you. That was my problem. Like, where am I?
Oh dear, maybe it's the distance. Obviously, you're based in Ireland.
Yeah.
How's the weather there today?
As it always is, cold and wet.
Very much the same in the southeast of England today, so we're on the same page. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I know that you are off today from work, so thank you very much for taking the time. So once we've chatted, you can put your feet up and enjoy the rest of your day off. So I thought we would just I sort of explained that you run a green living blog and how you got to your journey to get there and why you started writing about it. But I just thought it'd be good if you could tell us a little bit about your blog and the sort of trigger that made you want to start living a more eco-conscious lifestyle.
Okay, well, I've always been a bit crunchy, as I refer to it as, where I've been very aware of the environment around me. I went vegetarian about 18, 19 years ago. And then whenever I had my first daughter, who's 14 this month, I started looking at cloth nappies, reusable wipes, and kind of the wider impact that I could have rather than the basic impacts. From that, I just kind of delved deeper into looking at secondhand shopping and things like that. And I started studying beauty about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe a bit more. I don't even remember when I studied beauty. And then I got a bit more passionate about how could we get plastic out of our beauty products? Why were there microbeads in our beauty products? And it was a lot of questions about ingredients that kind of got me blogging in the first place. And that just kind of snowballed and evolved into what I am today, which is anything to do with kind of eco warrior stances on the earth.
No, it's really good. I mean, you say you were thinking about it sort of 6 or 7 years ago, which is amazing, really, because it's only sort of in the last few years, I think, that it's really become an important part of people's buying habits. So going on to that, when you are shopping for brands and products, what is a big plus for you? What is it that will make you look at something and say, okay, actually, yes, this is something that I want to buy? And sort of brands and products are those that you sort of enjoy using a lot?
Okay, so as a vegan, the first thing I'll do is I'll look and see if the product is vegan friendly. If it's not vegan friendly, it's automatically out the window, even if it's plastic free. I also look for the leaping bunny a lot because I'm really passionate about things being cruelty free as well, because I don't think, as far as beauty products and cleaning products are concerned, we don't need to test them on animals. Medications are another matter. I'm not going to argue that toss, but yeah, so they're my first two things. And then I start looking at the ethics of the packaging, where they're made, how they source their ingredients. And it all seems quite long-winded and difficult, but I promise with the internet these days, there's loads of different ways you can just scan things, just search the name of the actual brand you're looking at and just write brand name eco-friendly, brand name sustainable. And there will be people that already have done the answers for you, like me.
No, it's very helpful. I know there was an app as well. I had a little while ago that you could scan a barcode and it would tell you all of the ingredients and things like that. So that's good.
There's one called Beat the Microbead. Was that it, where it scans and it tells you if there's any plastics in the actual product that you're using?
I think it was something like that, or it was more to do with the actual ingredients, I think. So it was saying if they were
Ah, yeah.
edible or things like that. But like you say, I mean, the plastic thing, I think definitely now is more on everyone's radar. Um,
Yeah.
so, I mean, obviously we're on the run up to Christmas now, which is very exciting. But it can be a sort of time of year. A lot, I think this year especially, a lot of people are saying, you know, don't buy stuff for the sake of buying it. Don't fill up homes with rubbish and things like that. So it's a really good time to sort of be more eco-conscious. So what tips would you have for having a greener Christmas? I know you the other day on your Instagram were making little salt dough gift tags, which I think is a really cute idea. A bit more
I made
wow.
I made our clay ones rather than salt dough. Don't make the our clay ones. They did eventually crack a few days
Oh,
later. I'm going to do salt dough ones today though. The first thing I would say when it comes to buying for Christmas is just ask people what they want. That is probably the biggest mistake people make, is trying to guess what somebody wants for Christmas. And that guessed item sits in a cupboard unwanted, ends up in a bin, goes to the charity shop, and never gets used by the intended user. So just ask. They might want something really mundane, like a nice blanket to throw over their legs while they're watching TV, but that's what they want, and you're getting them exactly what they need. So
yeah.
start there, and then start looking at the ethics of the things that you're buying as a secondary. If you can source things secondhand, that's brilliant. Some people are open to that. I'm a big fan of eBay. eBay is a great way to find secondhand bits. So like all my cushions and stuff that I've sitting here around me, just you kind of can see them. They all came secondhand from eBay. I purposefully wanted linen ones for the ethics of them. But they're very easy to find as long as you know what you're looking for and you're prepared to set up saved searches online.
Yeah, that's good. And with when it comes to like wrapping as well, I know a lot of people, I think last year it was a big thing that wrapping paper was a lot of plastic and glitter, like
Yeah.
glitter and stuff with that. What would you suggest for wrapping up?
For family and friends, scarves. I use scarves and I wrap everything up. It's called furoshiki, which is the Japanese art of knot wrapping. And you can make bags. You can just wrap them up into square packages, and afterwards they can either keep them to wear, or in the case of my nieces, they just hand them back and go, use them again next year, Auntie Emma. So yeah, it's a way to either get them to reuse it back when they're gifting you next year. Also, don't be afraid of using brown paper. A lot of people buy stuff from Amazon, and Amazon boxes are filled with brown paper. Straighten it out, iron it, and then wrap it up in brown paper, put some twine around it, get a bit of foliage from the garden, pop it in, and make a little gift tag out of air clay or out of, salt dough. And it'll look really, really aesthetically pleasing, but actually really environmentally friendly at the same time.
Yeah, I like the brown wrapping paper. I think that looks really nice. So as you mentioned earlier, you've recently just celebrated your first year as vegan. So was that an easy journey for you? And what would you say was the hardest part? I know you were vegetarian before, but did you find that transition a bit harder, or how was it for you?
The one thing I always said I'd miss, I know a lot of people say they would miss cheese, was milk in tea. And I was like, what am I going to have in my tea? So for the first few weeks, I actually was just drinking herbal teas because I couldn't bear almond milk in my tea. It was soy milk. It tasted terrible. But I've now found a love for oat milk. So Oatly have one specifically for tea and coffee that's a bit creamier, and we've all switched over to it in work. So now it used to be, oh, we need to buy oat milk for Emma. And now it's like, oh, we need to buy really small cow's milk for the one person that's left drinking it. So it has changed a lot of people over. Veganism, I would say, if you want to do Veganuary, sign up for their free book that they do. They send you a little free cookbook, and do a bit of research now. Meal plan now, so that you kind of have got your head in the right mindset. You know what you're going to be eating and that you're going to enjoy it. And if you're a snacky person like me, have a little tin somewhere, fill it with some vegan chocolate bars, vegan biscuits, so that whenever other people are eating snacks and you're like, oh, I really miss a dairy milk, you can just go, yeah, but I'm going to get a Rhythm 108 bar. Because there are really good alternatives out there. It's just a matter of being prepared, and also tell people, because if you're going out for dinner with people and they don't know that you're going to be eating vegan, sometimes it can cause a lot of questions, and they'll not have planned to go to a restaurant that actually has vegan options. I know in England it's a lot better. Over here it can be hit and miss if they have anything to
Really?
eat. You can be like, I'll have chips and mashed potato please.
A lot of potato.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good job I'm Irish and I like potatoes, right?
Yeah, no, my sister is vegan, so she has a lot of vegan chocolate, and whenever she gets anything, I always have a little try of it because I haven't made
Yeah.
the transition. But it tastes so nice, and some of it's actually nicer, especially sweets as well. She gets a lot of jelly sweets.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the vegan ones because they're not so claggy. They just feel a lot like nicer to chew. If that sounds
Yeah. I was never a jelly sweet fan. It's not something I miss, but I do buy from is it the Ethical Confectionery Company,
yeah,
something like that they're
yeah.
called. And I get them for my kids once a month. They get a kilogram bag between them, and so they're allowed a few sweets every day. A kilogram isn't as much as it sounds, I promise, especially for a whole month for 3 kids.
Yeah, there, God, let you go through them quickly. So are your whole family vegan?
No, the 3 kids are vegetarian, and then my partner still eats meat. So he's the odd one out in our house, but
Get out
he
to
knows he knows all the rules when it comes to our food and dietary requests, so he'll keep everything separate and he'll make us things that he knows are suitable for us. And if he goes to Marks and Spencer's, bless him, he'll come out with more vegan food than he'll come out with for himself. And he'll be like, "Oh, I seen this. I thought you'd like it." And I'm like, "I will. Thank you. What did you buy for you?"
Yeah, it's the same with my sister because she's vegan, like the rest of us aren't. But we all of us as a family would eat vegan just because it's easier than making all these different
Yeah.
meals. But it became like a thing in our family. It was you'd go to a shop and be like, "These are vegan," so I bought them. We can try them and see what they're like. And it was like a little mission to find the most tasty vegan food.
There's some really great documentaries as well on Netflix. So, I mean, people that are still thinking about it, get onto Netflix, have a little watch and see what you think of those. Game Changers was a big one this time last year. That was actually the one that I convinced my other half to go vegan with me for the week from vegetarian. That was kind of how I managed to do it. I says, I'll try it for a week. We'll see how we get on. And I just never went back. After 5 days, he ordered a takeaway. So he didn't quite make it. But it was the little spur I needed to get me where I wanted to be.
Yeah, I think things like that definitely sort of trigger people into thinking, actually, I'm going to make a change now. So with that, what are your sort of like tips for anyone who's wanting to become more eco-conscious, even if it's sort of in the new year when it's going into Veganuary or anything like that? What are your tips?
There's so many simple swaps you can do. So pick an area. I always say start with the bathroom because the bathroom's the easiest area to become eco-friendly in. And look at what you have and think, okay, when I need to replace this, what am I going to replace it with? So obviously you can switch your pump soaps to bar soaps. You can switch your shampoos to shampoo bars, conditioners to conditioner bars, or even get them in tins or refill stores. You can switch your cleaning products to more eco-friendly ones like you guys. I know I've worked with Dr. Bronner's and they do really great products as well that are kinder to the environment, and they do great soap bars. And once you've cracked one room, move on to the next one. So I generally say kitchen next. And if you fancy throwing something in along the line, like trying your secondhand clothes or stopping by fast fashion and switching to more eco fashion, again, just do your research, get ready for your swap, and then start making the changes. But it does sometimes take a week or two or more of good research to feel prepared sometimes to make those eco swaps because people are afraid. They're afraid of what other people are going to think. They're afraid they're not going to work as well. But I promise you, they work. I wouldn't use them if they didn't.
Yeah. No, we that's our sort of obviously, like you say, we work with Dr. Bronner's, and a lot of the thing that they say is just being mindful. You know, you're not going to be able to completely change your life overnight, but just little steps that you take every time you think about it, you're making a step, and that's the way to sort of just incorporate it into your lifestyle. So
Yeah. Another really simple thing is tailor your Instagram feed. If you use Instagram, literally click on follow on fast fashion brands, brands that you don't like the ethics of, even if you like looking at the style, and unsubscribe to their emails because that takes that temptation away from you straight away.
yeah,
And
definitely.
start following the brands that you know are going to show you exactly what you want because there's so many great brands out there. There's people like Authentic House, there's also The Wild, and they'll show you how to make things as well as selling products that are going to help you along your journey. And they'll just be a really supportive community to get involved with.
No, it's really, really helpful. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I
You're welcome.
can sort of relax now. I don't think we had any questions. Let me have a quick look. Definitely agree about buying gifts for people rather than the ones that they actually want. Yep. Someone suggested tea towels wrapping presents instead of
Yes,
scarves.
I did that last year.
That's cute. Yeah, step by step and very good tips. Thank you. So yeah, hopefully everyone's taken a little grain of inspiration away with them today and can do some more eco-friendly Christmas or New Year changes. So yeah,
Fingers crossed.
Thank you so much. You can follow Emmy at the Greener Guru. That's her Instagram handle, and her blog is in her link, so you can read all of her. She's done an amazing ethical Christmas gift guide as well. I saw as well, so that will be very good for people who are still not done their Christmas shopping, like myself. Yeah, thank you so much, and have a lovely day.
You're welcome. You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.